Hello, I'm Guangtan. Today I'll be teaching you how to do a Shanghainese soy sauce braised pork, a delicious dish. It's a slow cooked dish, so we need around 1 hour, 1 hour and a half of slow cooking. Delicious with a bowl of rice. Let's start. The main ingredient for this dish is going to be pork belly. So you need to choose a pork belly that has a good ratio of fat and meat. So this is quite good. Still need to have a bit of fat, but not too much. And you want to have the skin on. So you want to cut some chunks around that size. So the first step is going to be to blanch the pork. We're going to start in cold water with adding a little bit of yellow wine and some ginger slices. The main goal of this step is to get rid of any strange flavor in a pork. Now it has reached a boiling point. We can stop the fire and just take the meat out. So now we've got a clean pot. In the pot we're going to put some sugar and cook it until you've got that blonde color, caramel-like color. This is going to help give a very nice color to your pork on the finished product. So just some oil and some sugar in the pot. This is probably going to seem like a lot of sugar to you, but Shanghainese cooking is quite a lot of sugar. It won't feel too sweet at the end. It's going to be very nice. Just for the sugar here, I use some white sugar, easiest to get in the West. But in China, they would use this one, huangbingtang. It's like crystal sugar. It's better, but if you don't have it, white sugar is perfectly fine. Then we add some bay leaf, some cinnamon, some star anise, and some ginger. Just saute it briefly, just so it's more fragrant. When you smell the flavor of the cinnamon, of the spices coming out, you can add the pork. Just beware not to have any water in your pan when you add the pork, otherwise it's gonna explode. You can just briefly sear the pork in the caramel sauce, just to get a nice color and to get some of the pork fat out. Now we've got a beautiful color on the pork. We can add some water, just enough to cover everything. It's going to cook for a long time, so you want to start with quite a bit of water. So in Chinese cuisine we use two types of soy sauce. This one is light soy sauce. It's going to bring the salty flavor to the dish. And this one, dark soy sauce, is mostly for color. Light soy sauce. Like a small glass. And then dark soy sauce. So you see the color difference is obvious. This one is kind of syrupy, like a balsamico. A teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to put the cover. After we reach the boiling point, we change to a small fire and we're going to cook it for 1 hour and a half. The meat is cooked now, so now we're just going to put the fire on high, and then you just want to reduce the sauce until it's coating all the meat. So when you're reducing the sauce, just be careful that it doesn't stick to the bottom, so once in a while just push it around, and that's it. So now the sauce is reduced enough, it's kind of syrupy, you can see that it's coating every piece of meat. So now we're good to plate. Just give it a final swirl to make sure everything is coated, and then we go plating. This dish in Chinese is called Rou, so red braised meat. It's a dish really emblematic of the cuisine of Shanghai and the region around it, because heavy on the soy sauce, heavy on the sugar, but really flavorful. It's really delicious because you have a lot of texture, so the skin is still a little bit bumpy. The fat part is just melting in your mouth, and then the meat, you've got the kind of stringy fiber texture. So lots of different texture, of course, strong soy sauce flavor. Delicious. And that kind of dish really calls for a bowl of rice just to mix sauce. So this sauce, just mix it with the rice. Delicious. All right, bye-bye.